Haters Gonna Tate.
Hi, it's time for the In the Car segment, but on our couch.
Days later.
So we've been home a week. We forgot that anytime you take Ethan somewhere for more than 3 nights, Ethan catches the plague.
Mm-hmm.
So he is still not 100%, but we needed to get this filmed. So he's powering through.
I'm on so many drugs.
So we just wanted to kind of do like a quick little recap, kind of a highs and lows, but not really. There was some stuff that didn't get filmed because it was like in the moment kind of stuff, and we just kind of wanted to give you our opinions on a bunch of different things that you hopefully watched, except for some reason people watch this video and they don't watch the other ones, and I don't understand it. Where would you like to start? I made a list.
Well, start
at the top of the list.
Yeah.
Okay, so I wrote down the word food. So I'm thinking along the lines of highs and lows. What was the best thing you ate in Vegas, and what was the worst thing you ate in Vegas?
And as a side note, we were very much on a budget. So we didn't eat at like the swankiest places that you could eat at in Vegas.
We paid $70 for breakfast. What budget were you on?
Well, but it was, slumming it compared to what it could have been like at the farm.
That's my kind of budget. $70 for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Like we didn't eat at any steakhouses and stuff. I'm trying to think. So best food. Boy.
I got mine.
Well, you do yours then.
The best food that I ate was at Circus Circus at that Big Top. That chicken soup was amazing. Those fries were delicious. And the sandwich, I love a club sandwich. So I was in heaven. Those were the 3 best things I ate. And I had a $70 breakfast. You ate a bowl of ramen.
And if that makes the top of the list, then like all of Vegas is fired. But I think in that vein, though, that Just Rice place at the Plaza, I think was my best.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good. It wasn't the best, but it was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the Peppermill. I didn't enjoy the bill, but I enjoyed the food.
Yeah.
But yeah, bang for your buck. I really thought that I would have liked to have tried more stuff at that Big Top eatery. But
yeah. An honorable mention went to Magnolia's. We really liked that.
Magnolia's. Yes, I keep forgetting about Magnolia's. It was such home cooking in a restaurant food. And it was really good. And we're definitely going back there for sure. Okay, I wrote down the word rooms.
Okay.
You want to go with, we stayed at 3. Do you want to go from you want to rank them?
All right, so at least to set what they were, we went to El Cortez first, Circus Circus second, and the Plaza third. I'm
going to rank them in reverse order.
What?
Oh, wait, maybe I'm not. I'm going to put Plaza in first.
Okay.
I just liked the vibe of that place so much. And that room was...
It did leave me wanting more because we were there for such a short time.
Yeah.
Comparably to El Cortez, I guess we weren't there that long either. But between the two, the Plaza left me wanting more.
Yes.
Whereas I felt like we did like just enough El Cortez.
Except I would do El Cortez again.
Yeah.
Because it was, the problem was Circus Circus was too big. And the room was okay, but it wasn't spectacular for the amount of effort it took to get to it. Its footprint, that hotel's footprint is just too big for me.
Yeah, having been back from Vegas for a week as we filmed this, I've had tons of buyer's remorse about Circus Circus. About like places we could have stayed and still done the strip and probably been better off for it, but I never been to the strip, so you had to kind of stick a flag somewhere, so we stuck it there.
No, I don't regret it. There wasn't anything like wrong with it. I'm just saying, if you have to take the 3 hotels we stayed at and put them in order, what order would you put them in?
Plaza El Cortez, Circus Circus.
I agree. And it's not a knock on Circus Circus.
Yeah.
Just in comparison to the other 2, it was my least favorite.
Yeah.
Okay. I would stay at any of those 3 again, though.
At least
some more than others.
With Circus Circus, at least we know better. Like, we know better what to expect. I think some of what we kind of went into it, I knew it was huge. I just didn't know how huge.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
And in what kind of ways it was going to be annoying of how huge it was.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas with the downtown hotels, you don't really have that problem where it's small enough that you can just kind of navigate.
All right. My next thing on my list, and I don't know how this is going to translate, is the word activity. So other than walking around Vegas, we did 3 miniature golf courses, one of which I would recommend again. And then if you watch the videos, you know that was Kiss World, and you know that I would recommend it even before we met Gene Simmons.
He's on the wall.
He is. Where is he?
He's right over your head.
Oh, you're right. He's right here. Okay, so I don't know what I meant by activity. We didn't do any show. I think it started out as entertainment, but we didn't actually do any shows. So I changed the word activity. I changed the word from entertainment to activity. We'll do shows at some point or another. Mm-hmm. A future trip. I would kind of really like to do a trip where we go and we, when you get attacked by the timeshare people, I would love to just go for it. Do as many timeshare presentations as we can.
Okay.
And just get all the free stuff.
That feels like Sophia Nygaard territory. If I went to all the timeshare presentations.
I'm perfectly capable of saying no and sticking to my guns. So there's no danger of me accidentally buying a timeshare.
Yeah.
So if you actually do get the free stuff, I don't care if they get mad at me. Give me my stuff.
Yep.
But that's just me thinking, hey, here's something weird we can do. So, besides, I like when people talk to me. I'm so lonely.
The downside is it's not the timeshare, it's the investment of time in that specific activity of, it's not quick. I mean, these go on for hours and hours, and that's hours and hours you could be doing anything else. Such as I learned going to the Grand Canyon. So
yes. So yeah, we'll probably do the Grand Canyon at some point.
Yeah.
Possibly Hoover Dam. Never been to Hoover Dam. Don't know what that's about. I think a long time ago when I was a kid, we went to the FLM Candy Factory. I don't even know if that still exists. I know the candy does. I don't know if the factory still does. So there's a ton of stuff in Vegas that we can do, or you can do. If you have any suggestions, if there's something you want to see us do, if there's someplace you want to see us go, put it in the comments. We're very suggestible people when it comes to travel.
So on the subject of the mini golf, though, I think our arguably least favorite of the bunch was Swingers.
And I really thought that was going to be our favorite. I thought it was going to blow the other 2 away.
It's certainly dazzling and Instagram friendly for days.
We didn't talk about this in the video because you took out all of the mini golf stuff for the mini golf videos.
Okay.
And there is no conversation in the video, as I recall, about the Swingers. It was $35 a person for 9 holes of golf. And it was a beautiful course.
Yeah.
However, I would not recommend it. I would not do it again. And I would save your $35.
Mm-hmm.
Because why is my phone ringing? Where is my phone?
Buried under all that stuff.
Buried. Okay. All right. You want to take a break? But I think that got cut out of the video. So, yeah. I don't think we gave our. I'm not even sure you even showed much.
No, I like the swingers one. I lifted out more of the video clips than I thought I did.
Yeah, I would like because that's a lot of what we've done is like either the slot play or the mini golf, and it would have been nice to give these guys who don't watch those separate videos a little taste of it. So
Yeah.
not a big
Oh.
deal, just a suggestion
Yeah.
going forward, just like a putter to
Well, yeah,
maybe-
just like in Seattle, we played mini golf, and you wouldn't have known we did it because it just completely
got skipped.
surgical out.
Yes, on the way between
To
the
be fair, there wasn't a lot of runway. It was literally, we're here, bam, golf, we're gone. There wasn't a lot to work with.
and I'll be honest, you think we had nothing good to say about swingers. Ask us our opinion on the miniature golf course we did in Washington. It was
I'm nicer about it in that it's like, hey, I mean, we played miniature golf in Washington State, but
there's nice and there's honest, and I tend to fall more to the honest side of things.
are we rushing back to play that specific mini golf? No, we're not.
No. Are you kidding? No. Never. Never again.
And like and subscribe, and you'll see eventually when that video goes up what we're talking
I mean,
about.
I feel bad because this is somebody's business, but it was
It was brutal.
it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to be mean, but you can be honest without being mean, right?
Can't be a thing.
Can I? Can I? I guess the question is, can I? It wasn't. It was. Was it old? I don't want to say it wasn't well maintained. It was showing a lot of wear. Let's go with that. And those first hole I don't think was bad, but by the time you got to the hole where you had to shoot straight up, I was done. And I think that was like hole 5.
Yeah, that
I'm like-
specific hole, I don't think you even can do it. I mean, they gave you no option other than
It was
either fail miserably or fail spectacularly, but there was no other option.
yeah, I was not.
And again, you'll see it when we put the video up of exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah,
But
I was not impressed. No.
I mean, I was a bit charitable in that
And
it
the
has to
spinning one.
it has to withstand the elements of the Pacific Northwest. So there's that.
The spinning one was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
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 I'm getting
so, I
dizzy
mean,
just thinking about it.
So the nice way to put it is well, there was a lot of things that you just don't normally see in a mini golf course.
And there's a reason.
I think it's also the poster child for why you don't see these things.
Yeah, it was weird. It was very weird.
Yeah.
All right. Did you have anything else to say about activity? Ethan
Not
will tell
really.
you. Ethan's going to tell you. Make sure your shoes are comfortable. Maybe pack a second pair.
Mm-hmm. We couldn't, but
I did.
well, we couldn't
You could have figured it out.
in the space we had available. You're not getting 4 of these.
Put 2
Involved in
on
the-
your foot and
Yeah.
2
Two
in
on
your
my
bag.
hands.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I wrote down the word casino. Did you have a favorite casino or a least favorite casino?
And we did bounce around a bunch of
We
them to the
did.
point where it's like I don't think they even all made it in the video or in a way that would make any sense as to what we were doing.
Yeah. So we walked downtown. We walked into maybe 10 different casinos.
It feels like whether or not we did is another story, but
And which was the one with the really low ceilings? Was that Horseshoe?
that's on the strip.
Oh, okay. So what's the one? What was the one with the super low ceilings? Because then we went into Circa. It's next door to Circa. It was. We played. You played Grumpy Cat.
Oh, that was at Binion's.
That's okay. That's what I meant by Horseshoe.
Okay. All right.
Isn't it the same thing? Binion's
Well,
Horseshoe.
It used to be called that. It's not. There's 2 different.
Oh, now it's
places
2 different
now.
things. Okay.
Binion's is one thing, and then the
So-
Horseshoe's another thing.
Binion's was low ceiling, dark, kind of smoke. They were all smoky. had a very old school vibe to it. And then you went next door to Circa, and the ceilings were 50 feet high, if not more. And it was wide open, and it was still smoky, but it didn't feel like it because there was so much more air around you, and everything was new and modern, and it was just night and day, and they were right next to each other.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy. Circa Cards, when you walk in, it is a 21 and older resort, period.
Yup.
Which, kind of like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Kind of like that idea. So I asked you a question. Did you have a favorite or a least favorite casino? Do you like how I ask him a question and then answer it myself immediately? I don't even leave any air. I just start talking. I don't even stop.
Oh boy, and we hit a bunch. I can't really give a definitive best, so I'll just give like ones that come to mind that I really liked a lot. Look and feel wise was Mandalay Bay. We were shocked at how much we liked the look and feel of it.
Yes, I agree.
Again, independent of like how the gameplay was.
Mm-hmm.
And everywhere we went, we played slots. We didn't play table games, so
Right.
just bear that in mind. Love the Four Queens. I was obsessed with going in there because of all these stupid videos I watched, and it didn't disappoint.
Mm-hmm.
I like the El Cortez. I mean, it was a nice little casino. It was nice and intimate, and I appreciate that. Plaza has certain highs and lows about it. I would definitely stay at the Plaza again, but as far as the casino goes, I don't know. I did not have the best time ever in the Brian Christopher room.
No, it was completely against us.
Yeah.
I don't know why the smoke-free room refused to let us win anything.
Yeah, and the main casino floor. I mean, it definitely had its moments.
Well, that was the one with the golden cereal that refused to pop.
Yeah. But when it comes down to it, then like right across the street is again the Circa or the Four Queens are like right there.
Yeah.
So if it's that big of a deal, I mean, you can get up and go somewhere else.
I can't remember, where did we go the first day that I played Lamp and won? Oh, the Grand.
But yeah, the Downtown Grand.
Downtown Grand, I really liked.
Yeah, we have nothing but nice things to say about the Downtown Grand.
Their money is very nice. Took some of it with me.
Yeah, the Fontainebleau is a gorgeous
Fontainebleau I liked.
strip place, but as in place on the strip. Now, I guess I should be very clear with my Vegas terminology. And I watched somebody else's walkthrough video, and they were showing like we missed a lot at the Fontainebleau, but our feet also were killing us, and it was a minor miracle that we went anywhere. So Fontainebleau is a definite, like, I wouldn't mind sticking my head in the door again because it's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous place. And then indeed see and experience more of it. As far as least favorite, well, we didn't really have a lot of nice things to say about the Fremont.
I don't even remember the Fremont.
Yeah, that was another bonus chasing gone wrong.
I don't remember that one.
Although that's where I played Pinball Grand, so,
Main Street Station, even though the design was pretty, it was so smoky in there. That one was really, really smoky. I mean, if you want to talk about slot play, I mean, Circus Circus kicked my butt all the way up until the very last spin. And that last session was the one that I actually won my money back on. So, but it kicked me all over the place all day.
Yeah, Circus Circus, as far as the casino goes, it's huge.
Yeah, it's way too big. Way too big.
So and then there's that extra Slots of Fun outbuilding.
Yeah.
So that was an adjustment because of the fact that it deals in either quarters or, we'll say, tokens like this. They weren't silver dollars, but they were in that style.
They weren't silver dollars?
No, they were somewhere between silver dollars and this thing from, in this case, Four Queens.
You took that out of its case?
Yeah. And we got a few of them.
Okay. Any other thoughts on casinos? Did you finish your thought? Did I cut you off?
Yeah, I was trying to think like what the worst ones were that we went to.
I feel like there was one we walked in and walked right back out again.
The Link.
The Link?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, because we went in through O'Shea's, which is like a way to get into the Link, and we just kind of stood there like, great, where's the Uber at?
Okay.
But we weren't like the least bit interested in playing at the Link. It was like, yeah, whatever. I mean, it could have been Shangri-La. Speaking of, Horseshoe had Ruby Respin or whatever that is. Lucky Ruby's
Ruby
cousin.
Fire. Ruby Fire.
No. Ruby something else.
Oh!
Yeah, we were at the Horseshoe, and I see that handle like in the style on the cruise ship. Like, what's this? And
it was another version.
It wasn't Lucky Ruby, but it was Ruby something else.
That was another version of it.
Yeah, and Jamie really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, so that's another one of those. Like, we would definitely head back to the Horseshoe to seek that out again.
Is that where we were? I don't even know where we were.
Yeah, it was at the Horseshoe.
Okay. Very cool. What about getting around Vegas? What are your thoughts there?
We're at an age where walking it ain't the greatest. So Uber got a workout.
Yes.
And then in that way, it's like it's definitely a trade-off. Where it's like I thought Uber was reasonably okay for driving, getting around the Vegas area.
Yeah.
The downside is the resorts and stuff really can put you like, behind the garbage pickup area or whatever.
Yeah, it was figuring out where the Uber rideshare location is. That was the tricky part in every hotel.
Yeah.
And my app screwed up at Circus Circus. We were sitting on one end of Circus Circus, and then all of a sudden it was telling me that the pickup was on the other side, and we went all the way through, and then it turned out we were in the right spot to begin with, and the guy canceled the ride on us. So I had to order another one. And then it did it again on my phone. I was watching when the dot moved, and I'm like, no, I'm not moving.
Yeah.
That was early in the trip, so it was like I don't understand how this works. And later on, there was signage in all of the hotels giving you a general idea of where you were supposed to go, but some of it was kind of tricky. But the drivers were great. There was always somebody within a couple of minutes away. You could go from like hotel to hotel on the strip for like $10. We were going all the way for $10.
Yeah.
10, 15, somewhere in that range was what the trips were costing us. More to get to an airport or from an airport. It was running closer to 30, 35. Even here in Orlando, it took, I think it was like $35. Met a bunch of great Uber drivers from all over the world.
We did not take the tram, and we did not take the monorail.
It didn't happen.
Yeah, it just wasn't convenient. And I'm really frosted about the time we were at Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
Because where they said the tram was, it's like, then we're in the Luxor, and then there still isn't one.
Yeah,
like,
so there's supposed to be a tram that connects Mandalay Bay to Luxor to Excalibur. And it's free. And we were just going to take it, boom, boom, boom. And we asked directions, and they pointed us down some hallway. And the next thing we knew, we were going through a mall, and then we were in the Luxor. So instead of taking the tram from one to the other, we ended up walking it. And at that point, it was like, well, there's no point in going any further. Can we just get an Uber and go back to Circus Circus?
Yeah, or whatever we ended up doing.
Yeah, I was in a lot of pain this trip. So thank you for carrying my bag part of the time. That helped.
Yeah.
And I was still 20 feet behind you. When I had my bag, I was 40 feet behind you. Was there anything that wasn't filmed that you wanted to tell the peoples?
We're back and forth about whether or not this actually got filmed. So on the off chance it didn't get filmed.
Think it did.
So what we kept doing is we would get like a voucher for like 75 cents, and we would stick it in Dragon Link, and hotwire it so you do like a dollar bet, and it immediately is like, last chance. Do you want to try and do the last chance spin? And if you're putting in 75 cents and doing a dollar, you're basically grifting it for 25 cents.
Well, and you've got a 75% chance of getting
triggering
one more spin.
And then the hope is that you actually get something like the bonus or a good line hit or something.
Right.
Where you're literally gaming the system.
Right. So we were in Fontainebleau, and I had run $100 down to $12.80. So I'm carrying around this slip of paper, and we're getting ready to leave. And we were over by the Dragon Link machines, and I said, "All right, you know what? It's $12. I'm not going to turn this into anything. So let me just put it in this Dragon Link machine." And I put it in, and I either hit $20 or $25.
25.
It was a $25 bet with a $12.80 slip. And Ethan goes, "Well, that's just throwing it." $150 line hit. I turned $12.80 into $150 while he stood there and told me I was an idiot.
And I may or may not have been filming when it happened. I just don't know.
Yeah, because I don't know that you knew I was going to do it.
Because most of the time I just didn't film it. I was like, nope, I'm just going to put in the 75 cent as a get rid of it thing and then just not say anything about it.
But I thought, well, it's 50-50 shot. Let me try it.
Okay.
Who knew? So that was a lot of fun. There was something else that I said that didn't get in the video. It had something to do with, in Washington. So we were there for Kaylee's 7th birthday party. And we were it was a superhero party, and we were going to dress up as superheroes. So that's why I had a shirt that said Mimi. And you never saw it, but he had a shirt that said Super Green Dad. And we had capes and masks.
Just capes.
Oh, you didn't bring the masks.
Right.
We had capes. My boss asked me today, "Did you wear the capes?" And I said, "Well, we took them to Seattle." She goes, "But did you wear them?" Said, "We took them to Seattle." We didn't wear them.
Yeah.
I returned them today. I don't know what caused you to put the shirt on. Was it the balloon?
Oh yeah, a balloon got away from him, so it was stuck in the inside roof of the
pavilion
we were standing in. And after further ado of getting this balloon down, I thought it was my perfect opportunity to quick throw the shirt on behind a tree, as the tree was really thick. So I went behind the tree, put the shirt on over my existing shirt, and came out and said, "Oh, Super Green Dad's here to save the day." It would have already over with.
It was already fixed. Yeah. And they all thought his shirt was really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that didn't get filmed. Was there anything else you can think of?
Well, the biggie was Gene Simmons.
Yeah, there's no video of Gene Simmons. There's
Yeah.
only photographs.
Yeah.
And there's only 2 photographs.
And to make it definitive, because I don't know that we've actually definitively told the story. I think we kind of like had our immediate reaction in the aftermath. But what happened was we played mini golf, and then we still don't know how this happened that we had museum tickets. We don't know if it was intentional or an accident.
I don't think it was
But
intentional.
either way, we had the museum tickets. And they made a big deal about it when we were doing the mini golf, saying, "Hey, what do you want to do first, the mini golf or the museum?" We're like, "Well, why don't we do the mini golf? And then that way we can just do the museum at our leisure." We're like, "Yeah, that's a great idea."
Yes.
But when it was time for the museum part, suddenly they sprang to action. They're like, "Okay, you can take as many photos as you want, but keep videos short. And don't touch this, no, don't touch that." Like, okay, cool. And we're wandering around. It's not a very big room, relatively speaking, but it's loaded with Kiss everything.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the guys stepped in and was kind of watching us. Like, he was really hung up on if we're going to touch stuff.
One of the guys from the front desk. So he kind of followed us into the room, and he was just like standing guard at the door. I just remembered, I don't want to make you spit your water out. When they were letting us into the museum and they did the ropes, there was another guy who was just kind of there, and he was going to go in, and I don't know what, he said something to the guy, and the guy goes, "Do you have a ticket for the museum?" And he goes, oh, no, I didn't buy tickets. And I think he went away. And I don't think he has any clue what he missed.
Okay.
I just thought of him. So they let us in. There was nobody else in there. And then the guy from the front desk was kind of like standing at the front door of the museum area. And we thought it was weird that he kind of followed us in. But then we were like, all right, whatever.
I mean, he did say, like, don't this and don't that. So it's like, well, maybe he's just making sure that.
It was weird. I just remember thinking it's weird. Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah.
And then we continued on. The museum is kind of like a figure eight, like a big figure eight kind of thing. So we did the front circle, and then we did the back circle. And as we were coming back out, you have to come past the first circle. There's only one entrance exit. You go out the same way you came in. And that's when we spotted Gene Simmons. And without realizing it, there were two guys watching us, because not only was there the guy from the front desk, but there was another man there watching us for our reaction, and it turned out it was the bodyguard. He was really nice. His name was Patrick, and he was really nice. We ended up talking to him for a little bit too, and asked, "Is it okay if we, because Gene was filming a video for his kids." So I asked Patrick, "Is it going to be okay if we stick around when he's done?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, absolutely." And did you have anything else at that point?
But yeah, I couldn't get video of it.
You could have. It had to be short. We have gone around and around.
We were so big on, like, we didn't want to screw anything up.
We have been around and around this. When they said you can take pictures and short video clips, I think they meant of Gene, because they knew what was going to happen.
Yeah. They did tell us after the fact that they knew he was there the whole time.
Yeah.
But couldn't tell us.
Right. And when we were done, and after we'd met him and talked to him for a while and everything, and we had left, I went up to the guys at the front desk, and the kid who had checked us in, I actually hit him. And went, "Why didn't you I didn't hit him in the face. I hit him in the arm. "Why didn't you tell us?" And he's like, "I couldn't." He said, "You asked us if we wanted a mini golf or museum first. What if we had said museum?" He said, "I would have tried to talk you into doing it the other way around." Oh my God. Wouldn't it have just been easier to tell me? So, yeah, it was crazy. And to not realize that there was no video until way after the fact. In fact, I didn't know until I watched the video.
Yeah.
That we didn't have.
But I'm thrilled that there's photos to prove that it did happen.
And yeah, so it was kind of cool. Yeah. Okay. Did you have anything else that you could think of? My last thing on my list is, what will you do differently next time?
Gel insoles in triplicate.
Wheelie bags instead of tote bag backpacks.
Yeah, well, see, neither of us has flown in a long time, so we were really getting the wrong understanding of what the situation was with flying, and Spirit Airlines does not help. We didn't fly Spirit, but for a reason. Because it was so, like, literally on some of these flights, it's like you can't bring anything. Like, really, you can't bring anything. So how do I identify myself?
Spit your gum out.
If you can't identify, if you can't bring anything, I guess I can't bring my wallet then. Personal item.
Wouldn't have mattered. Your license was expired.
But, yeah.
The Frontier, by the way, Frontier, we had no problem with Frontier. I mean, yes, the trays were tiny and the seats were thin, but I honestly didn't have any issues with Frontier. No. I really thought it was going to be way worse than it was. Mm-hmm. I went in with very low expectations, and I was pleasantly surprised.
And I felt like we were flying first class on Alaska.
Yeah, Alaska was cushy compared to Frontier, but Frontier was just fine. It wasn't a problem. And the seats, I think we bought our seats to decide where we were going to sit. And that came, when we did it, that came with one free carry-on bag. So I think that's why we were Zone 1. Zone 1 has paid carry-ons or a special with carry-ons. So all those times when they were saying we need so many people to check their bag, or after the first 90 people, I'm going to start taking. Something about the airplane.
Well, Alaska was nice.
Alaska was nice, but Frontier was just fine. Yeah. We didn't have any issues with it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know what I was saying. The if you're in Zone 1, it means you paid for or got a promo for your checked-in bag. Or not checked-in bag, sorry.
Carry-on
bag. I think all 3 Frontier flights that we were on, they were saying that they needed so many people to check their carry-on. There was too many people for the plane. There wasn't going to be enough carry-on room. So, and the one woman was saying, after the first 90 people, I'm just going to take your bags. I'm not going to give you the choice. But I think by being Zone 1, that would have made us one of those 90 people. So it was interesting. They were oversold. Was it on our flight or that other flight that was leaving before us? I think
it was the one before.
It was the one before us. They were looking for 5 people, and they were giving like $1,000. And if you didn't live in Florida, that was it. It was when we were leaving. If you didn't live in Florida, you got a free hotel room for the night. Rude. I live in Florida. But they didn't offer that. I didn't hear that again the rest of the trip. Just that one time. Mm-hmm. I did that once. I was on Southwest and I was flying home by myself, and I didn't need to be home at any specific time. So I got free airfare and used it to fly him home another time. So that worked out really well. Yeah. I think that was everything on my list. Any other thoughts?
Can't wait to get back.
Yeah, that was good. We have a lot of stuff planned, though. I'm not sure when we're going back to Vegas.
Yeah, I know.
We have lots of stuff planned in the next 6 months. Not sure.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what happened here. This was not the plan for this year. We made a plan. It fell apart.
Yep.
We appreciate you guys watching. I hope you enjoyed the videos. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you want to tell us some of your experiences, even, that would be kind of cool. What else?
My tattoo's almost healed.
Great. Maybe your lungs will be right along with it.
Yeah, I know.
What else? I feel like there's more.
Oh, the sinuses situation there.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if we talked. I don't think we talked about this at all in the video. Florida's really humid. Vegas is really dry. This causes 2 things. My hair was bone straight,
which did get mentioned,
annoyingly, and our sinuses dried up so bad. I don't want to be too graphic, but we were both getting bloody noses.
Yeah.
I guess it's not too graphic.
Well, and the thing is, like, neither of us knew it about the other.
Yeah, well, I knew you were, but I didn't tell you I was.
Oh, okay. Well, that's just still suffering in silence. Like, man, like, I didn't think it was the sinuses drying. I'm like, do I have cancer or something? What's going on?
All of a sudden.
And then she's like, well, I'm head up with this nosebleeds. Like, so it's not just me?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it was. But
like, you know, I kept saying, and I mean it in the videos, because I drink my coffee black. Most of the time, the coffee did, in fact, taste like mud. But the hot coffee up my nose helped humidify my sinuses for the time it took. So there's that. I don't know what the water situation is in Vegas. Something in Lake Mead is all I know. That could be part of why the coffee tasted the way it did places. But then it doesn't explain like why the coffee was so good at Jackpots at Circa. So
Yeah, that coffee was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Maybe they used Dasani.
I don't know.
Yep.
That was really nice.
But yeah, there's just certain things we weren't prepared for in that way, where it's like we didn't know about the sinuses drying out routine.
Yeah.
We knew there would be a lot of walking. We didn't know how much walking.
I swear that everything on the strip used to be closer.
Yeah. And I kind of knew it going into it, but coming out of it, we much, much, much prefer downtown to the strip.
Yes. And I don't think we'll be in as much pain next time.
Yeah.
Number one, rolly luggage, and number two, if we're just downtown and everything is so much closer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not to say that the strip wouldn't happen at all in another visit, but
Right.
you know, I think the emphasis is going to be much more on downtown, though, being there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You had lots of bacon. You're welcome, Andy.
Yep.
Yep.
But officially, our next major event is the Welp Nope Tour coming up at the end of July. And I'll put up the title card now to plug that. I've been plugging it in the mini golf videos, but now is as good a time as any to talk about 9 states, road trip. We have a wedding to go to, which is like the official reason why we're doing this, but we're going to mini golf our way all the way to the wedding and then all the way.
I don't know if you're noticing a theme here. We needed to go to a 7-year-old's birthday party, and we ended up in Vegas for 4 days. We need to go to a family wedding. Our great niece is getting married in Ohio. We're going to travel through 9 states and miniature golf in all of them.
You know, as you do.
Yeah. I'm almost afraid to see what comes next, because.
And what flimsy pretext we come up with.
Yeah, and what side quest we can do, because that seems to be what it is.
Uh-huh.
Here's the task. It's going to take 4 hours. Well, let's side quest for 4 more days.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seems to be it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But stay tuned for more information about the Welp Nope Tour as it gets closer.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely visit tatersgonnashop.com if you'd like to see what kind of merchandise has already sprung up around that event and all the other merchandise I made just, for yucks.
Mm-hmm.
It's free entertainment if you don't buy any of it.
That's true.
But if you use our code not helping, you can make sure we see the thinnest of margins for anything you do buy there. So we do appreciate your support and getting us closer and closer to that 700 subscriber mark.
Yeah.
Bit by bit.
It's approaching a lot more rapidly than 600 did. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you so much for liking and subscribing the videos and commenting. And those of you who did the Buy Me a Coffee, we appreciate it. Mm-hmm. And that will come in very handy on the Welp Nope Tour.
Yep, that's what it's for.
That is what it's for.
Yep.
And what else? Got anything else?
See you in the next one.
That's my line. No, my line. See you in the next one.
How about this?
No.